Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it's your boy Banzai here on this lovely Monday morning. I believe it is, let's see what the clock says. It doesn't tell me, but it's okay. It's 8:30 right now in the morning. I believe, yes, it's June the 11th. And I just exited the Shell station at Haggard and Broadway here in Lexington, Kentucky. And of course, as you all know, big firearms activist, and carry all the time. And currently I am in the open carry stage. The reason being, with all the things that are going on in the news and the media, and and how everything's being fought against, and I mean, honestly, it seems like it's quieting down a little bit. It has definitely gotten a lot quieter. Not hearing so much arguing on the media, and not so many, which of course, I guess all they're waiting for is the next big tragedy to happen in order to make that all a big deal again. But I was going into the Shell station this morning. It's time for a morning coffee. Had sinus infection the past few days. Been feeling good, so I decided to take a walk this morning. And I, of course, have my pistol on my hip. My new Taurus G2C. Very nice firearm, by the way. I'd definitely check that out. Same specs as the original, but a lot better and a little bit more reliable to me, and a little bit easier on the pocket too. But so I entered the Shell station, of course, with my gun on my hip. Go straight to the coffee counter, which is what I plan to do, as you were, and then go get some vitamin C. Got to get my my vitamin C help get the sinus infection squared away. But as I go in, I'm making my coffee. Everything's cool. I'm doing my courteous thing. Even notice trash on the counter left by the previous person, getting coffee, cleaning it up and everything. Make my coffee. Everything's going good. I got my music in my ear, having a great morning. And then I turn around, and there's this old white man, may I add you. And the only reason I put that fact out there is I know it's not the craziest of places to live in the world, but it is Lexington, Kentucky. And we are a little country out here. And this is one of the cities of the state. Next to Louisville, we are the city here. And growing up here on the north end of this town, you're a little darker. People look at you a little differently. Once I had cops spit at my shoe when I was 16 years old, just because I took cover in the rain underneath a deck of a business, not a private home or anything like that, but of a business. But that's an aside, of course. It's a story for another time. But so he stops me, and I take my headphone out and everything. I'm like, "Yes, sir." He goes, "You cannot," and I mean very sternly, "You cannot carry that in here." He goes, "Are you a policeman, or are you a member of the military?" I said, "No, sir, I'm a civilian." He's like, "Well, you cannot have that in this store." I'm like, "Okay, I apologize. I had no idea. I didn't see a sign when I come in here. Had I saw one, I wouldn't even have, brought it in here. Or maybe I would have put the shirt over, make sure nobody could see it. But, it is open carry time for me. So I didn't think anything of it. There was no sign. So I said, "Okay, sir, I'm sorry. I do apologize." And I went out to shook the man's hand, and he coldly, in my eyes, if you don't move your hands off your hips and you stay staring me down, that is a cold gesture. And he very coldly continued just to ignore my handshake. And I'm like, okay, I am the firearm carrier, the person it seems that all these people are so afraid of, and yet I'm the one that's being super courteous, super nice, no reason to be an asshole. And yet this man decides to perpetuate that attitude. And so I just walk away, and I go grab my OJ, and then as I'm walking back to the counter, I look at the man, and I just say, "Hey, buddy, is there a sign on the door? Is there one? Because if there was, I do apologize. I wasn't paying attention, and had I saw that, I would have never walked in with this firearm visible, especially because obviously it's not privy here." Well, he again coldly looked at me and said, "I don't have to," which that's fine. That's not the problem. It's not the problem that you don't have to have a sign in your window shop. It's not the problem that you were, that I was carrying in an establishment that wasn't, I guess at the time, they don't allow that. The problem is how rude you are about a very, very simple thing. All you had to do is say, "No, buddy, we don't. We actually, if maybe he's a store owner, maybe, I was always general manager, but maybe he was a store owner, if you're the owner of a business, you do freely have the ability to refuse anything that you don't seem, you could say it unsafe, you could say just not your taste, or you could just say it's just something that you don't allow. It's like people don't allow smoking in places. So you can freely say you're not allowed to do that. But why do you have to be rude about it? Why does it have to be this big, huge ordeal? And of course, now everybody's looking at me in the store like I'm the bad guy. And again, I'm the person that's been courteous, very friendly, very nice this entire time. And still, what chose to be courteous and nice, I still got my coffee, still got my OJ. You know, still bought from that store. However, I will never walk into that establishment again. Simply because I was treated very poorly, very rudely, when I was none of these things. And yet, here I am walking away with the damn orange juice and coffee from that place. But never again. Because again, you gotta be rude about it. That means you're a part of the problem. I was being nice. So I suggest everybody else on this nice, I guess, you know, kind of semi-cloudy Monday morning, I suggest we make this open carry Monday. Make a point. We're not the bad guys here. We're actually probably nicer than everybody else.